is now more real to you than
Welcome back to Movie Guru, the home of movie lovers, thrill seekers, and everyone who lives for the next big blockbuster. Today, we're diving into the 5 biggest movies dropping this December 2025. And trust me, these releases are guaranteed to end the year with a bang. Before we jump in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates from Movie Guru. Now let's get started.
My anaconda! We're in the middle of the jungle and we are...
I think my sister is here.
Number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. The Housemaid hits theaters on December 19th, 2025. Directed by Paul Feig, this psychological thriller plunges you into a world where nothing is what it seems. You follow Millie, played by Sydney Sweeney, a woman with a troubled past who takes a job as a live-in housemaid for a wealthy family, a seemingly perfect opportunity to rebuild her life. But as Millie settles in, she soon realizes there's far more behind the mansion's pristine walls: secrets, manipulation, and danger. The family she works for, led by Amanda Seyfried's character Nina and her husband Andrew, hides shadows darker than Millie's own past. And what begins as hope spirals into a tense, unpredictable game of power and deception. Number 4. Anaconda, 2025. Directed by Tom Gormican, slithers back onto the big screen with a fresh, modern twist. And it's set to release on August 15th, 2025. This film takes everything we loved about the classic creature feature formula and amplifies it with sharper tension, smarter characters, and a terrifyingly lifelike anaconda brought to life with cutting-edge effects. What makes this movie so interesting is the balance of humor, suspense, and survival. It feels real enough to keep your heart racing, yet entertaining enough to remind you why we go to the movies in the first place. Gormican's direction brings a grounded yet thrilling energy, making every moment unpredictable.
We're in the middle of the jungle and we are...
Number 3, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, 2025, directed by the brilliant Rian Johnson, brings Detective Benoit Blanc back to the screen in what might be his most complex and daring case yet. The film is set to release on June 20th, 2025, and fans of the franchise already know this is a date worth circling on the calendar. What makes this movie so interesting is how it blends sharp mystery writing with wit, personality, and unexpected emotional depth. Johnson raises the stakes, giving us a darker, more intense storyline, while keeping the clever humor and layered storytelling that made the Knives Out film such a global hit. Daniel Craig shines again as Blanc, navigating a web of secrets, lies, and eccentric suspects in a way that keeps you hooked from the first clue to the final reveal. Number 2. Hamnet, 2025, directed by the visionary Chloe Zhao, is set to hit theaters on December 25th, 2025, and it's already shaping up to be one of the most emotionally powerful films of the year. Based on Maggie O'Farrell's acclaimed novel, the movie explores the life, love, and grief surrounding Shakespeare's family, yet it never feels like a typical period drama. Instead, Zhao brings her signature poetic realism, making every frame feel intimate, human, and deeply alive. What makes Hamnet truly interesting is how it blends history with raw emotion. It's not just a story about Shakespeare. It's a story about loss, resilience, and the bonds that shape great art. The performances are subtle but unforgettable, grounded in genuine emotion rather than theatricality. Zhao's naturalistic directing style transforms the past into something that feels real and immediate, almost like you're standing right there with the characters. Lastly, number 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, 2025, directed once again by Emma Tammy, is set to hit theaters on December 5th, 2025, and horror fans have every reason to be excited. After the massive success of the first film, Tammy returns with a darker, more intense sequel that dives deeper into the twisted mystery behind the animatronics and the haunting legacy of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. What makes this movie so interesting is how it raises the stakes without losing the eerie charm that made the franchise a phenomenon. The atmosphere is tighter, the lore is richer, and the scares feel more unpredictable. Tammy uses tension and sound in a way that keeps you constantly on edge, never knowing when the next unsettling moment will strike. The new animatronics, updated designs, and expanded backstory make the world feel bigger and more dangerous than ever. Fans of the games will recognize familiar elements, but the film adds its own emotional layers, making it accessible even to newcomers.